After returning to the academy, Tang San distributed the milk teas. He also gave a cup to Zhang Hao Xuan, who asked Tang San if he had yet eaten the dragon tendon fruit. Tang San denied it and asked if the mayor could use his fire ability to help him build a hammer for his weapon. Mayor Zhang said that he would bring him to a blacksmith shop, and also said that Tang San's ranking in the organization would reach orange rank, but told him not to let anyone know about his rank. When Tang San was strolling in the academy town, he was thinking about Xiao Wu all the time. He also wanted to know which school Xiao Wu goes to, but he couldn't just ask Xiao Wu's mom as she might suspect. And to find her school, he must first get a detailed map of Carrie City. In his room, he ate the dragon tendon fruit, and immediately after, the fruit began to emit a green energy, and at the same time, improved and cleansed his meridians. When he finished his digestion of the fruit, he was left with a sticky dark substance all over his body. Even the place where he sat was filled with dirts, meaning that his meridians had been cleansed. Thus he took a bath immediately. After he dressed up, he met with Dubai, who also ate the fruit. In the blacksmith workshop, Mayor asked Tang San if he was really able to make a hammer. Tang San nodded and put the black stone in the furnace and asked Mayor to heat it up, but it didn't melt. So Tang asked to increase the temperature even more. And after Tang San figured out the suitable temperature, he told the mayor to keep the temperature steady. Once the black stone was hot enough, he took it out of the furnace and hammered it constantly to extract impurities. And Mayor Zhang saw the black stone that was known for its uselessness in crafting weapon, being shaped into something else. After the process was done, all that was left was shining black metal with gold luster. Then one by one, Tang San refined all the black stones, and took out a spatial pouch to store them. The spatial pouch surprised Mayor Zhang as he asked where Tang San got it from. Thus, Tang San told him how he killed the fleeing mayor of the Windwolf town and stole his spatial pouch. In the hype of the moment, Tang San asked Zhang how about where he could find a city map of Carrie City. But the mayor said that he had one, so he didn't need to buy one. Tang San later brought the map, hung it to his place, and began to search for all the academies, and remembered the direction in his mind. Judging by Xiao Wu's age, she shouldn't be in the primary academies, and should be in the middle-level academies. There were only 12 such academies in the Carrie City. Next few days, Tang San went to class during the day, and went to the blacksmith shop during the afternoon to forge or go down the mountain to find the school of Xiao Wu. However, after several days he wasn't able to find Xiao Wu's school, nor did Xiao Wu appear in the shop. Heck, he didn't even see the shadow of Xiao Wu. He noticed that these academies dismissed students every day at dusk and didn't provide accommodation at all. This meant he must look for academies that provide accommodation since Xiao Wu doesn't go back home. But the good thing was his hammer crafting was going well. He had already made a pair of forging hammers with the black gold ore, in a way that suited him the best, which made it easier to forge other weapons afterward. Seeing Tang San's forging skills, he was given a special workshop by Mayor Zhang. That day, the training team that went hunting was back. Their injuries were not serious, but their morale dropped sharply. Dubai happily came to Tang San's room and informed him that the hunting group, this time, only hunted a level 4 beast, which was far worse than their record. Thus, Tang San kept repeating his routine of going to the different academies as a guard, and look for Xiao Wu, and sometimes going to the blacksmith shop. Time flew by, and soon Tang San became 10 years old. The increase in his strength in the past year didn't bring him happiness, as his main goal of finding Xiao Wu was left incomplete. But that day, he saw Xiao Wu in a school he didn't expect. He didn't think she would attend the Carrie Academy, where only monster races from nobles were allowed to get admitted as official students. Just when he was thinking of how to approach her, a guy attacked him, asking why he kept looking at the prince. So Tang San dodged the attack. But the blonde guy ordered the lackey not to fight. Xiao Wu also noticed Tang San but was unfazed as the group left. But Tang San was in Cloud 9 as it was more convenient for Xiao Wu to be at Carrie Academy, since he could take the task of going to the Carrie Academy for sparring. When he told that he wanted to spar with the Carrie Academy, Wu Bingji said the mayor wouldn't approve of this. But Tang San then told him that he had a hidden weapon that could kill all the monster beasts below level 6 instantly. Later, they tested the weapon, and Wu Bingji was touched by the weapon even after using all his shields. Seeing the power, Wu Bingji agreed and said that he would find a way to go out, but told Tang San to deal with the mayor by himself. Tang San again asked the mayor for the sparring with the Carry Academy and said that he was at level 6 and needed a stronger bloodline to fuse with. He then showed the time ability of Gu Li, which replaced the Rhino bloodline due to having no extra space for an additional bloodline. Thus, the mayor agreed and took him to the academy. But instead of going directly to the main hall, he met with an old man whom the mayor introduced as Mr. Mao. Tang San greeted the old man who took Tang San to his workplace. On the road, the old man said that there was an open space of about 10,000 square meters in front of the teaching building in the academy, and he must clean the entire area twice a day, and must never mess with the nobles. The old man also advised Tang San not to use his bloodline transformation power during work. Tang San nodded and got to work. Although the work is a bit boring, he could cultivate his mysterious heaven skill there as the essence qi was very dense in the academy. When Tang San was sweeping the floors, he constantly memorized the structure and the nook and cranny of the academy through his heavenly eyes and purple demon eyes. And if his luck was good, then he would be able to see Xiao Wu. Back in the academy, Dubai complained, saying he could no longer improve after the last time he broke through to the 4th level, and said that he couldn't get the stimulus like last time whenever he wanted. Thus, Tang San grabbed Dubai by his neck and made him felt threatened to stimulate the bloodline. At that time, the Heavenly Demon Fox bloodline activated and resonated with Tang San's own Heavenly Demon Fox eyes, filling Dubai with spiritual energy. In the meantime, Tang San's Heavenly Demon eyes also absorbed the luck. After the night's rest, Dubai recovered his spirits and practiced the purple demon eyes together with Tang San. After the training, Tang San added that purple demon eyes is very suitable for him and will be one of the most life-saving abilities in the future. After that, Tang San went to the Carry Academy again. Perhaps due to the luck he absorbed yesterday, he felt from the bottom of his heart that he would be able to see Xiao Wu today. On the way, the old man praised Tang San, for he did a good job cleaning yesterday, and added that the dean also came to the old man and complimented him. Sure enough, his Heavenly Fox Demon bloodline is again showing its luck charm. Soon after, a guy came and called out for the old man and said that the dean would check the cultivation area in an hour. Thus, they needed to clean the area in an hour. Tang San was hurriedly brought to the place along with other cleaners to the cultivation area. The cultivation area was also known as the Demon War Zone, which was divided into 2 floors, the overground and the underground. It is the place where the students of the Carry Academy have actual combat lessons. When Tang San entered the zone, he felt that there was a very powerful energy formation in that place. The old man then said that the cleaning today would not be ordinary, and asked Tang San to bring in a bucket of water. There he saw 2 groups of monster race students fighting, and in one of the groups, there was Xiao Wu, whose hair color changed after she used her peacock bloodline power. When he was fascinated by Xiao Wu's new transformed look, his head was smacked by the old man, who said that they would be in trouble if they didn't clean up. But Tang San was surprised, since her monster transformation ability was of the peacock race, the same as the city lord. Again, that blonde guy that was with Xiao Wu was still there, and also, the bear-like fat guy was there, and all of them were fighting as a team. The blonde guy was from the Golden Lion bloodline, and had the cultivation base of level 8, whereas Xiao Wu was of level 7. But Xiao Wu looked like the core of the team despite being a level lower than the blonde guy. After the spar was over, he was relieved that the blonde guy was just a classmate. Tang San again felt that he was too weak to be even close to her, and wanted to be even stronger. After that, Tang San continued his cleaning job, and again saw Xiao Wu, and felt if he only could hug her once. His eyes were becoming moist. Then, he saw the leaving Xiao Wu turn around and come over in his direction. Xiao Wu asked him if she saw here before. Tang San reminded her that they had met at the milk tea shop. Xiao Wu then remembered and warned that if he kept staring at people at the academy, then he would be in trouble. After that, she left Tang San alone, who kept staring at the back figure of Xiao Wu. Meanwhile, Xiao Wu was surprised by her own behavior, as she would typically not take the initiative to talk with a guy at all. Back in the Redemption Academy, Tang San helped Dubai again in his cultivation, which benefited both of them, for luck was overlapped on each other. The recent powerlessness after Tang San saw the blonde guy made him want to speed up his cultivation even more. The luck charm of Heavenly Fox's eyes was really good, as he saw Xiao Wu 3 times already. But he found out that the Golden Lion guy with blonde hair was pestering Xiao Wu day and night. But he was not the opponent of the gold-haired guy, so he had to get stronger himself. He could no longer improve his Windwolf bloodline as it was already at level 6, but he could try to improve the other bloodlines to reach level 6 too. He also knew that sweeping the floor wouldn't be able to charm Xiao Wu. He needed to do something else to make a good impression of himself to Xiao Wu. Thus, under cover of the night, Tang San carefully observed the defensive array of Carey Academy and was looking for a chance to bypass the protective barrier. He heard that students sneak out to play through the back door from the academy. Thus, if they could slip out, then they should be able to slip in too. With masks and clocks covering him, he followed the drunk students and slipped through behind them. When he was inside the academy, he went into his main target room, which was the treasure trove of the academy. Time ability and Golden Peng's flight ability and Flash Leopard's speed working together made it possible for Tang San to come this far. After getting in, he used his heavenly eyes to see through the alarm array and other protective arrays. He knew it would take time to study, so he sought the core of the formation first. After using his heavenly demon fox ability, he was able to avoid alarms and traps. Inside he saw 6 vaults, each of which contained rare items. But he didn't rush in greed but looked nearby for any guards or traps. An hour later, Tang San already got a primary understanding of the arrays of the treasure trove and was sure that the core of the array was within one of those 6 boxes. For the time being, it was hard for him to open those boxes, so he looked around and opened the lockers outside, where he saw herbs, rare metals, but he didn't take them immediately and was hatching ideas to reap more benefits. The next morning, Manager Hu noticed that the treasury door was open. Thus, he panicked and shouted at the guards. Then he looked around here and there, but found out that nothing was missing. The following week, Tang San didn't sneak into the academy treasury. Instead, he studied the arrays of the treasury when free, and during this period, he saw Xiao Wu twice along with the Golden Lion Bastard. A few days later, after being blessed by Dubai's luck, Tang San once again went to get into the academy. But he was attacked by a student of level 8 who had some kind of lightning bloodline. Tang San was confused as the luck imposed by Dubai didn't work. Tang San was unable to escape as there were too many lightning bolts. Thus, he used his time ability and paused the lightning attack while he escaped. The students were very surprised to see a level 4 leopard bloodline was able to escape them who were at level 8. When Tang San escaped, he understood that luck didn't fail him as he was in no real danger. And under the pressure from the previous chase, his heavenly demon bloodline had reached level 4 too, which was a much better reward than just infiltrating the academy for a short while. Not only did the thunder attack didn't cause any damage to him, but the lightning ball exploded beneath the attacker's feet, which was all the miracle done by the level 4 of the heavenly fox demon's eyes. But the price for these lucks was a strong consumption of spiritual strength. Thus, Tang San used his mysterious heaven skill to replenish his lost spiritual energy. When the sun rose, he returned back to the academy to sweep. Tang San also found out that he could clearly see energy fluctuations in his vicinity, which would greatly help him to control the alarm array even more proficiently. Then, he saw Xiao Wu again with the blonde guy, as he asked Xiao Wu if she wanted to go to the Carey Mountain Range too. He also said that the teachers wouldn't say anything if she was with him. Xiao Wu first declined, but agreed later since the blonde insisted. But Tang San thought otherwise, as he thought that the blonde guy must have had other intentions. Tang San knew that going in the mountain meant they would have to live and sleep together for defense against monsters, which Tang San would never let happen. Thus, he went back to the Redemption Academy and told Mayor Zhang that they should go to the mountains for cultivation again. Mayor reprimanded him, saying how could he forget the dangers he faced last time. But Tang San said that they would not be facing level 9 monsters every day, and since everyone's strength improved, it would be much easier than the last time. Thus Mayor agreed, and said if he could also get good results like last time, then, from the next time he would let all the 16 students train under Tang San in the mountain. Before leaving, Tang San told Mayor that his heavenly fox eyes had reached level 4 last night, shocking the Mayor again. Wu Bingji was again surprised as Tang San still wanted to go to the winged tiger territory after killing its relative. Tang San assured him, saying the Mayor would be closely following them this time. Xiao Wu went back to her home. Her mom was surprised and asked why she was back so early. Thus, she said that she would be training in the mountains in a few days with her team. Hearing it, Mom said that she should stay away from the Gold Lion family inheritors, and protect herself. Then she told her mom that she had been running into a human vassal from time to time, and she could feel that he was paying close attention to her. Mother asked if it was the kid who used to buy milk tea from their store. She replied affirmatively. Thus, the mother asked Xiao Wu to ask for his name and find out the vassal's bloodline. Again, after receiving the blessing from Dubai, Tang San tried to enter the academy, but this time he synced his own energy frequency with the barrier to let himself in, instead of going through the back door, and his method worked as he was able to pass the barrier. The next few days, Tang San entered the treasury and studied the lock pattern every day, and also studied the alarm array, and one day, he was able to open the vaults. After opening them one by one, he found the core of the alarm system and studied it. Everything there could be taken away by him at any time after disabling the alarm. But to be at the safer side, he didn't rush. The place was filled with spiritual qi and also had many high-level plants, which was perfect for upgrading his vine bloodline. So he absorbed the plant monster's bloodlines. He calculated that as long as he could absorb these plant-based monsters' bloodlines, it would be much purer than that of the monster bloodline. So he kept absorbing the plant-based monsters and herbs, which also nourished his body. These plants would recover as long as he didn't dry them up. Thus, it could truly become his cultivation land. He had absorbed 5 kinds of plants of level 5 to 6. The next step was to fuse them all into a single brand with the help of the mysterious heaven skill. The maximum length of these vines can be stretched to about 20 meters. Although he wasn't able to use the parasite ability of these vines, he was still satisfied with the spikes and thorns. And if he kept fusing with these vine bloodlines, then the bloodline would reach level 6 in a few days. Before the hunting training started, they were lectured by the director, who said that luck won't always be with them, thus, they must always be careful. This time the group was even stronger than before. Tang San and Wu Bingji were both at level 6, Gu Li and Cheng Zi were at level 5, and Lucky Charm Dubai was at level 4. But Tang San was thinking of something else, as he was hatching plans of how he could watch over Xiao Wu. He couldn't be too close to Xiao Wu's group, and not too far either, in case he needed to protect Xiao Wu. On their way, Tang San warned the group that the students from the Carry Academy would also be training in the mountain this time, and they might even bump into each other. Then Cheng Zi asked if they were strong. Tang San nodded and said that the Gold Lion Bloodholder from their team was at level 8, and another girl was at level 7, but possessed a monster sovereign level bloodline, and if they worked together, then they could even hold off against a level 9 monster. Tang San then gave out weapons to everyone he had previously made in the blacksmith workshop. He then said that even ordinary people could use these weapons. He gave out a tight-backed crossbow that shoots from the back and said that there was only one chance to shoot the arrow, and after that, the arrow needed to be refilled. He also gave out bracelets that could shoot arrows from the wrist, and the power of the arrow could be improved if the arrow is fused with the bloodline energy. Thus, if the caster is the Wu Bingji, then the arrows will have ice attribute, and if it's Cheng Zi, then the arrow's speed, sharpness, and penetration would be stronger, which is the default benefit of the Golden Pang bloodline. Then he gave out a crossbow to Dubai, which can be activated with Dubai's Heavenly Fox bloodline power, and could shoot up to 36 small arrows. Tang San was curious, and wanted to know how these arrows would work under the blessings of luck. Then he told Gu Li and Wu Bingji that he didn't have enough time, and thus he wasn't able to finish making weapons for them, and added that they were strong either way, and didn't need hidden weapons. Later, they tested the power of their hidden weapon, and became shocked when Wu Bingji's ice shield wasn't able to block the attack. Thus, Tang San saved Wu Bingji from being penetrated. Tang San then added that due to the Golden Pang bloodline's default sharpness and speed attribute, the power of those arrows doubled. After that, Tang San told everyone to keep the matters about these hidden weapons a secret from the academy. A while later, Cheng Zi, who was scouting with her flight ability, came back and said that she had found the Carry team, and said that there were 7 members in that team, and was 5 kilometers away from them. Then Tang San told the team to maintain a distance and follow them carefully. After nightfall, Tang San secretly headed to the Carry team's camp with the blessing of luck. There he saw everyone roasting meat on the campfire, and also saw Xiao Wu sitting close to the blonde guy. But from the looks of it, Xiao Wu didn't like it either. The night passed, but nothing happened during the night. But in the daytime, Tang San felt restless, as though something dangerous was about to happen. Thus he asked Dubai if he got any bad premonition, but Dubai said that he recently didn't feel anything. And Tang Sang knew if the feeling of danger wasn't in their own team, then it must be coming from Xiao Wu's team. Thus, without any delay, he left for the carry team again. But tonight, he wore a mask. When the carry group was at the camp, they heard laughter coming from the sky as they saw a peacock bloodline guy called Xiao Wu little sister and told her to come with him. But Xiao Wu rejected him, saying she doesn't remember having a brother. In reply, the peacock told her that, of course, she wasn't her sister since she was a mixed-blooded vassal and wasn't qualified to have the bloodline of the noble peacock clan. Then the blonde intervened, but the peacock guy warned him to not intervene in the business of their own clan. Then the blonde guy revealed that the peacock was called Wang Yan. The blonde guy added that Wang Yan would still face the consequences for his actions, even if he was the son of the city lord. In reply, the peacock guy said that he would just bury everyone here to leave no witnesses. The blonde guy didn't cower and called Wang Yan trash of the peacock family and said that he was dreaming of beating them all by himself, and also mentioned how even his own father didn't like Wang Yan. Then the peacock guy said he wasn't alone there, and also revealed the reason why the blonde guy was trying to get close to his little sister was because his father wanted to make her one of the heirs to the throne. Wang Yan then said that he would never let mixed blood be an heir to the throne while he, as the eldest son, was going to be ignored. Thus, he just wanted to clean the mistakes of his father. The blonde guy knew that it wouldn't be easy fight, since 4 level 8 experts guarded Wang Yan. Then Wang Yan told them they could let the blonde guy and his group escape if they stayed silent and pretended that they didn't see anything. He then said that everyone knew that he had way more chance of becoming the next city lord than the mixed-blooded sister. Thus, if they didn't want to go against the future city lord, then they should do as they were told. But the blonde guy didn't take his bullshit and attacked first. In a counterattack, the guards of Wang Yan also entered the combat. Then the blonde guy's teammates engaged in the battle too, but were knocked down. When everyone was busy fighting, Wang Yan moved towards Xiao Wu and again told her that she wouldn't be killed as long as she came back. She refuted and mocked him, saying how he could inherit the throne with his fear of wolves and tigers. Just as Wang Yan was about to reprimand her back, their group was attacked by hidden arrows, and in that chance, the culprit took away their target. Thus, the guards of Wang Yan abandoned the battle and chased after Tang San, but Tang San told Xiao Wu to go away and said that he would buy some time. After Xiao Wu left, Tang San took out his crossbow and attacked them with arrows fused with his bloodline energy. Due to the effect of the Heavenly Fox's luck, the crossbows hit without exception. The level 8 experts immediately stopped chasing them as they were confused and injured. After that, Tang San was preparing to go back to his own team, but then he saw Xiao Wu, whom he thought had left, standing there. Tang San asked why she was still there. Instead of replying, she asked for Tang San's name. So Tang San introduced himself as Asura. She then asked if he was a human, and Tang San replied affirmatively. She thanked him and turned around to leave, but then stopped and introduced herself as Mei Gongzi, and left. When she turned around, Tang San was able to see a blue-color redemption rune on her hand, which meant she was a high-ranking member of the redemption organization. All of a sudden, Mayor Zhang appeared and reprimanded Tang San for impulsively saving the women. Tang San asked Mayor Zhang if he was also protecting the women from the dark. But the mayor didn't admit it right away and asked why Tang San would do such a dumb thing. Tang San shrugged and said he just had a crush on her. Mayor nodded as he said that he couldn't think of anything else. Mayor then returned the arrows that Tang San shot at those peacock guards and praised Tang San as these weapons had power beyond his imagination. Tang San took the arrows back and said that Mei Gongzi had a blue-class rune and asked how she could have that rank when she was just a child. He guessed that she was deployed by the Redemption to infiltrate and control the Peacock clan. Zhang Hao said that sometimes it was bad to know more than one should, and said that this matter is critical to the organization, so Tang San should stay away from her in the future to not interfere in her work. But Tang San said that he could also help her in her work. But Mayor Zhang smacked Tang San, saying he was just a little child who didn't even grow pubic hair and shouldn't talk about liking a girl. Mei Gongzi, aka Xiao Wu, returned to the carry camp and was warming up beside the fire. She was thinking of Tang San, who for some reason gave her the feeling of reassurance, as though he was always protecting her secretly. Thus, she was subconsciously hoping to meet Tang San again. At that time, Wang Yan also returned to the carry camp and was shocked by Xiao Wu as she came back again. Xiao Wu then said she wanted to take a rest here and won't go away. Thus, the guards immediately jumped on her while Wang Yan gloated at her misfortune. But before they could touch her, she commanded all the peacock guards to kneel, and so they did, as though something was suppressing their very existence. Wang Yan was confused by the sudden turn of events and asked what she did to make them like that. Xiao Wu then said that it would be an insult to the word itself to call them an idiot. Wang Yan then understood one very surprising fact. Xiao Wu, a vassal, had a stronger peacock bloodline than all the guards and himself, making them unable to deny her commands. Mei Gongzi then asked if Wang Yan still wanted to fight for the throne, and said that she would give him a chance as she and Wang Yan would duel, and whoever loses shall die. Wang Yan then saw the golden crown of peacock, which was the mark of royalty that only the purest bloodline inheritor of the royal peacock family possessed. It means that the person who owns it has the talent to break through their limits and become a demon emperor. Thus, Wang Yan became afraid and said that it was a misunderstanding, but Xiao Wu insisted, saying he was the one who started the fight for the throne and shouldn't cower if he was a man with balls. Thus, Wang Yan didn't get provoked and immediately kneeled as he cried, saying he was wrong, as he didn't know that she had already condensed the golden crown and sought one more chance. Thus, Xiao Wu told him to go away and not to bother her anymore. But just as they were about to leave, Xiao Wu told them to gather those arrows stuck to them and clean them thoroughly. Mei Gongzi was checking out the arrows and was wondering if Asura had made this. At that time, Mayor Zhang showed up and told her that her companion was coming back and gave her a crossbow, saying Asura told him to give it to her. Then she asked the mayor if he knew the origin of Asura. Mayor denied it and said that there was something mysterious about him that scared him, but he knew one thing, which was Asura was a friend, not a foe, and also added that she shouldn't show her redemption rune so casually in front of him. Xiao Wu then said that she showed it because she thought he was one of them, but at that moment, the blonde guy and his team were back, which made Mayor Zhang leave. The lion guy asked if she was okay, but she just said that she wanted to rest. Tang San didn't know that she was from Redemption, and it made him happy knowing that they were fighting for the same cause. He then planned to show his forging skill to her, as he had a blueprint from his past life in mind. It was called a peacock plume, and was third among the greatest hidden weapons in his arsenal. In the morning, Tang San's team went deeper into the Kerry mountain range, and thus encountered more and more monsters, and slowly they were heading towards the winged tiger's living area. Before going even deeper, Tang San gave out masks to his teammates to hide their identities from others. Then Tang San told them that he got another idea, and said that once they succeeded, they would reap greater benefits. The group was thus even more excited about what crazy shit idea Tang San was having. Thus, the group discussed the plan, and Tang San especially reminded Chen Zi that she was the central part of the plan and should be careful. The blonde guy of the Kerry Academy warned everyone, saying they would be entering the area of the winged tiger. Then the blonde guy saw Mei Gongzi was keeping a distance from them after the last night's incident. Thus, he wanted to re-establish their trust again. The scout came back and told the blonde guy that he had found the winged tiger, which made him overjoyed. 2 kilometers away, Dubai told his team members that the bad lack he had inflicted on the Kerry team had been taken back, according to the time period Tang San mentioned. Wu Bingji comforted him, saying he had done enough and to not forget Tang San's plan. Back to the Kerry team, they defeated 3 winged tigers, 2 level 7 and 1 level 5. Just as they were about to return to the academy, they saw 2 winged tigers chasing a big bird, but the tigers fell down all of a sudden. But they didn't fall down but swooped down towards the Kerry team, for they just killed their own 3 kins. These tigers were both adult winged tigers and were stronger than the tigers they had previously defeated. But the blonde guy took care of these flying tigers with his 8th level cultivation. Everyone of the team was relieved, and the fat guy praised the blonde guy. But they again saw the winged bird being chased down by another 3-winged tiger, and just like the previous time, the winged tigers came towards them. Not far from where the Kerry team was, Dubai was focusing on boosting the luck of his own team, which was just enough to hide everyone from the winged tigers. And with Tang San's assistance, Chen Zi kept attracting the nearby winged tigers, while Gu Li was responsible for using time ability to make the wind tigers fall just in time on the Kerry team. Meanwhile, Wu Bingqi was using his almost invisible ice needles to guide the winged tigers to attack the Golden Lion team. They continued to maintain their plan and waited for Tang San's signal. The carry team now faced one level 8 tiger and 2 level 7. The blonde guy shouted, saying that they needed to go all out if they wanted to survive. Thus, the next fight began, but the winged tigers were being pushed back. Thus, the tigers howled and sought help from nearby winged tigers. Tang San was observing from a distance and felt that everything was going smoothly. He then told Chen Zi to go back to the team, and he would accomplish the next part of the mission all by himself. Then Tang San took out a drop of blood from his body and guided the drop of blood to the body of the blonde guy who was fighting in the distance. The blonde guy was frustrated for not being able to kill the tigers, even after so much time, and thus transformed into his original monster form and was about to finish the tigers. But just at that moment, he heard a loud shout coming from the forest, which almost made the blonde piss on his pants. After that shout, the Carry Academy team didn't dare to kill the tigers, and under the leadership of Song Junhuo, aka the Blondie, escaped through the forest. And behind them was the Tiger King, who was attracted by Tang San's blood essence chi. There was also the group of winged tigers that was summoned by the Winged Tiger King. Tang San used his blood essence to attract the Winged Tiger King, but he didn't expect to attract all the winged tigers in the area. Nonetheless, he knew Xiao Wu would be unharmed with her powers. Thus, he didn't worry. Later, Tang San returned to the battlefield where the Carry Academy killed the tigers and captured the injured level 8 and the 2 level 7 tigers, then chased in the direction of Winged Tiger King. When Song Junho was fleeing, he figured out a plan to face the Winged Tiger King by himself, which should make the countless winged tigers continue to chase after the team instead of him. This way, not only would he be able to get away, but also become a hero in the eyes of Mei Gonzi. Thus he told everyone that he would buy time for them and stop to face the Tiger King. But to his dismay, all the tigers near the king stopped and surrounded Song Junho on the ground instead of chasing the team. Tang San was laughing as Song Junho was the only person the Tiger King was interested in, since he had the scent of pure essence blood from Tang San. Thus, Song Junho used his trump card and borrowed power from his ancestors and became a Lion King in its true form. The Winged Tiger King then got severely injured by Song Jun's attack. Thus it ordered the remaining level 8 winged tigers to chase after Song Jun. Tang San, who was hiding, was taken aback by Song Jun's trump card, then left. Half an hour later, the 4 level 8 tigers caught up to the Carry Academy team. Song Jun told the team that he was exhausted after defeating the level 9 tiger and couldn't fight. At that time, Mei Gongzi appeared and told everyone to stand back. Then, the golden crown appeared on her head, which made everyone surprised, and Song Jun understood why Wang Yan was nowhere to be seen at the camp, as he must have been beaten black and blue by Mei Gong. Only a moment passed, and sword flashes appeared around all the tiger. And the next thing they saw was the tiger staying frozen, and when someone touched the tiger to confirm if it was dead or alive, its body exploded. At that time, Tang San saw the real power of space and was fascinated by how Mei Gongzi could use space tears to turn them into the sharpest blades. Tang San now understood the real power of the first-ranked bloodline and craved for the peacock bloodline too. Tang San laughed at himself, for he thought his Xiao Wu needed protection, but understood that this Xiao Wu was not the same Xiao Wu that was weaker than him in his previous life. When Tang Sun got near the tigers to inspect the attacks of Mi Gongzi, he saw that the tiger was not dead, but was sealed in space, and when touched would self-destruct. Just as Tang San was thinking, he heard the cold voice of Mei Gongzi from behind. Mei Gongzi asked if the attack of the tigers was instigated by him. Tang San then showed his redemption rune on his hand and said he was also part of the redemption. But all of a sudden Mei Gongzi attacked. Tang San was about to explain, but her attack intensified, so Tang San dodged by using his leopard flash. But the leopard flash couldn't be faster than the space itself. Tang San complained in his heart, asking what kind of fate does he have to be killed by his own wife. Just as he was about to use his last bit of divine consciousness to dodge the blow, Mayor Zhang appeared and quickly told her that he was his disciple. But Mei Gongzi asked how did a disciple in orange rank know about her identity in the Redemption Organization. Mayor Zhang apologized and said that it was his fault for telling his disciple about her and said that he was also in the Carry Academy. She was surprised that Tang San was also at the Carry Academy. Thus, he was told to take off his mask, and when Xiao Wu saw his face, She was surprised to see him. Then Mei Gongzi reclaimed her space power, and the winged tigers fell on the ground softly and were still breathing, but were stuffed into the space bag by Mei Gongzi as she left. Mayor Zhang reprimanded Tang San for revealing his identity in front of her, and also mentioned that he was the only one who knew about her identity in Carrie City. But Tang San said that he had no choice but to do that. On the way back, Tang San asked if the mayor had captured the level 9 Tiger King. Hearing it, Mayor smacked Tang San's head, saying it's not always good to be smart. After returning to the academy, the mayor let Tang San devour the Tiger King's blood, which pushed Tang San's mysterious heaven skill to the peak of level 6. Back in Carrie Academy, Song Jun divided the spoils of the hunt and said that these all should belong to Mei Gong since she was the one who saved them. So Mei Gong only took the level 8 winged tiger and told everyone to take the rest and left. Song Jun slapped himself hard, for he didn't understand why Mei Gongzi ignored him after that night's battle. He then announced that from then on, the captain of their team was Mei Gongzi. In the next morning, Tang San was practicing Purple Demon Eye with Dubai as Dubai said that the technique and his bloodline were a match made in heaven. Tang San then told Dubai that with the technique, he could easily rise to level 6 of his bloodline. But level 6 to level 7 was a big threshold, so it might take some time to reach level 7. Tang San then told Dubai that he needed to sweep at the Carrie Academy, so he needed to go. Dubai then told Tang San not to waste his time by being a sweeper. Tang San replied that his purpose was something else, and asked Dubai to bless him with luck. And just like every day, he was sweeping with full of Dubai's luck. Mei Gongzi was looking out from the window to the sweeping Tang San, and questioned the feeling she got when she was about to kill Tang San. Her instinct told her that she would regret it if she killed him. The way Tang San looked at her also puzzled her. It was not of devotion, nor hate, nor love, but as though all the emotions mixed together. She then felt it was good that he was back and could be observed from the window. But she again was shocked, for she just felt that it would be nice to see him again. Thus, she went down and asked him straight away as to why he was sweeping floors. Tang San replied, saying it was a secret. Then she asked, what if she had to know? Tang San said he would tell her if she had to know. But then she asked him to stop playing. Thus, Tang San told her that the spiritual qi in the Carrie Academy was rich and more suitable for cultivation. She was surprised and asked how he cultivated if he just swept the floor all the time, and also asked if he had a mission in Carrie City. He replied both negatively and positively. She gave up and told him to call her sister Mei from that day onwards. That sentence immediately brought back memories of Xiao Wu. Thus, Tang San, who was overflowing with emotion, dreamt of hugging Mei Gongzi again. Mei Gong was surprised to see Tang San's weirdness and left afterwards. When she looked back, she saw Tang San crying and felt a sudden ache in her heart. But she left nonetheless. After a month, Zhang Hao came back after selling the loot from the last hunt and asked Tang San's achievements in the past month. Tang San said that his Wind Tiger transformation and Blue Silver Vine upgraded to level 6, while Golden Ping and Time Change was at the peak of level 5. And the Heavenly Eye was at the peak of level 4. Mayor was satisfied but told Tang San to be careful when breaking through as he had multiple bloodlines in his body. He then asked if he could reach Mei Gongzi's level after breaking through level 7, but the mayor said that her case was special, as her father was the contemporary Peacock Monster King who loved his wife and daughter very much. Her father did not hesitate to use his own blood essence to build a foundation for Mei Gongzi, which greatly increased her bloodline concentration. Tang San was surprised that the contemporary Peacock King would do such a thing for a vassal. Mayor then told Tang San that he sold the tigers to a different location to get the maximum price, and gathered a total of 1020 elemental coins. He also said that the level 9 tiger would be auctioned in 6 days, and the highest level auction is held every 3 months, and when the time comes, he will take Tang San there. Tang San then told the mayor that he didn't need much this time since he was already at level 6, and didn't want to rush his breakthrough before he matured. Thus, he was okay with helping his teammates break through. After 6 days, the action was being held at the Academy Coliseum as usual. Zhang Haoshuan and Tang San disguised themselves as monsters and joined the auction. The Coliseum was the place where the monster race could gain noble status if they won 10 battles in a row. And the human vassals could also join, but they have to win 100 games in a row to theoretically become a noble. Tang San then asked if he could join the Carrie Academy as a student if he became a noble. But the mayor said it was not as simple as that, and he shouldn't even think about it. A one-eyed monster host welcomed everyone in the audience. Mayor explained that the monster was a level 9 expert from the one-eyed monster family and was once committed a serious crime and was captured. And to regain its freedom, it was given a chance to fight for its freedom by winning 10 games in a row. Thus, not only did it get out of prison, but also got the title of a nobleman. It introduced the schedule and fights that would take place before the auction. The first stage was the battle between demonic beasts. In the first fight, a ferocious and brutal bear was facing a venomous shadow giant scorpion, and in the cheers of the audience, the shadow-walking scorpion won. The second fight was the battle of human vassals. There were 2 vassals who had betrayed their master and, as such, were sentenced to the Colosseum to fight the beasts. The surrounding monster cheered, for they wanted to see the blood of the vassals. The one-eyed monster said that the winner would be able to get out and live if he killed the loser. But they didn't attack each other, but instead attacked the one-eyed monster, but were caught by the monster as it pinched them to death. After that, the monster announced the start of the last battle. The third fight was the most interesting, as one side was the giant scorpion, and the other side would be people from the audience who would randomly be selected by the Colosseum focus light. He said that if they could win, they would take all the battle spills and get a 50% discount on anything they bought at the auction. But if they give up, then they wouldn't be able to participate in the auction. Thus, random light beams fell on the audience as many were selected, but they gave up and chose to get out of the auction. But the beam fell on Tang San, unfortunately. But Tan San stood up and confirmed that he would fight under Mayor's dismay. Tang San got on the stage and faced off against the scorpion as it tried to slice his small body apart. Then it attacked with its venomous tail. But Tang San cut it off with his wind blade, then attacked with a wind tornado while mentally oppressing the scorpion with his purple demon eye. And in the end, he punched the scorpion in its head and killed it. The one-eyed monster announced him as the victor of today's best match, and then asked for his name. But Tang San said that they didn't deserve to know his name. The one-eyed monster was angry hearing that, but Tang San didn't cower, and said that one day, Tang San would kill him by himself. Some of the audience cheered for Tang San's bravery, where some felt insulted. But Tang San ignored the cheers and collected the bodies of the vassals and the scorpion. Tang San never stopped surprising the mayor as he killed the level 8 demon beast without revealing his abilities when he was just a level 6. Soon after, the auction started as a girl of Red Fox race introduced herself. The first item of the auction was a total of 18 human slaves who were vassals but was very weak. But due to being from Fox bloodline, they inherited the natural charm of the fox race, making them perfect sex slaves. Before the bidding started, she introduced a light bar, which would become taller respective to the amount of money each person bid. When the bidding started, Tang San told the mayor that he had a way to increase the bloodline density of the fox vassals, and thus could become a good force for redemption in the future. And so, after discussing with the mayor, they decided to buy the fox vassals and bid for 35 elemental coins, which nobody bid against. The third lot got Tang San's attention, as the hammer was made of heavenly fire iron and could be used to make a divine weapon. After a while, the bid increased to 200 coins, so Tang San bid 250, which nobody bid against. Mayor then reminded them that if they emptied their wallet at the beginning of the auction, then they would not be able to buy what they came here for. The next items was dozens of flashy weapons and armor, which in his view was a complete waste of expensive metals. Then he saw a tree stump of a god-level monster king of the Ri Chen Empire. The monster king was of tree species and had a golden bloodline, and when Tang San focused on the stumps, he fell into an illusion where he saw a huge, magnificent tree covering the sky. But nobody raised their hand to bid for the tree bark as it was not valued enough in their eyes. But Tang San knew the truth, so he raised his hand, which made the host fox girl happy as she quickly announced that Tang San had won the bid, even though there was no bid. Mayor asked Tang San if this stump of a tree was really useful. Tang San thumbed up and said very useful. Next was Tang San and Zhang Haoxuan's main goal, which were purple yang fruits, very useful for improving spiritual cultivation. The bid went from 330 to 600 in a moment, so the Tang San duo bid for 700 and finally won the fruits. Not only Dubai needed it, but also Guli, Chenzi, needed this fruit. The next items were full of climaxes. There were also bloodlines sold to increase the density of one's bloodline. But the prices were as high as the sky, ranging from 8,000 to 9,000 universal coins. Then the last item was shown, and the Fox host said that even the city lord came to witness the historical moment of the auction. She revealed a bloodline that came from one of the supreme powerhouses, the bloodline of the Rainbow Deer Emperor. In that blood essence, there is a drop of the Demon Emperor's blood, which can greatly boost one's bloodline talent. The Rainbow Emperor was also known as the Elemental Monster Sovereign, but it was a pity that the Seven-Colored Deer clan had very few members. Bids of 100,000 were heard right from the get-go, reaching millions in a moment's notice. At the auction room, City Lord asked his daughter Mei Gongzi if the ancestral court really valued their Carrie city to give them just a drop of the Rainbow Deer. Mei Gongzi replied, saying it must be because they underestimated their city. Just at that moment, bid reached 51 million, but both parties suddenly canceled the bid. Hence, the host again explained that this was the last of the Rainbow Deer's blood, and nothing was more precious, and they might regret not buying it. Mayor asked Tang San if he had figured out the reason for the bid cancellation. Then, a cold hum was heard in the entire auction room, and the host of the auction quickly finished the bid. The behavior of the host was really weird, but the blood of the great Rainbow Deer Emperor didn't seem that simple. After the auction was finished, Tang San put all the items in the storage bag after paying. Mayor Zhang told Tang San to leave by himself since he needed to take these fox vassals with him. After returning to the vicinity of the Carrie Academy, Tang San changed back to his normal clothes. Then Mei Gongzi called him abruptly and said that she knew it was him in disguise, and asked if he was really the one that bid for the Red Fox vassals. Tang San nodded and said that it was Mayor Zhang that bid for them. She then said that it was beyond her expectation that he was able to defeat the 8th-ranked giant Scorpion, and he now had the qualification to become her valet in Carrie Academy. Tang San happily agreed while addressing her as Sister Mei. Tang San was in cloud 9 after that moment since he knew he got one step closer to Xiao Wu. After returning to the academy, Tang San took out the items from the auctions. After checking out the purple fruits, he inspected the fire iron. But he wouldn't be able to make a divine weapon before he broke through to the god rank, and he could only temporarily refine the hammer for now. First, he stimulated his spiritual strength and imbued it into the fire iron to recognize its owner as Tang San. After the spiritual link was established between him and the hammer, his spiritual sea felt warm, but the volume shrunk by 1/3, which was the result of spiritual energy getting denser and stronger. Tang San then understood that if he had more fire iron essence, then he would have enhanced his spiritual sea even more. When Tang San got out of his spiritual zone, he saw Mayor Zhang, who told him that he had been meditating for 7 days and thus was guarding him. Mayor Zhang then asked Tang San if the hammer in his hand was special, since rays of light flickered in sync with his breathing rhythm. Tang San nodded and said that the metal ore in the hammer could help nourish spiritual strength and help Tang San to purify and condense his spiritual sea even more. When Mayor Zhang was about to try it too, the hammer lit up in fire and came back to Tang San, so the mayor asked if this hammer already recognized Tang San, and was surprised since only divine items could recognize owners. Tang San said that it was not a divine item yet, but unexpectedly his spiritual strength could be connected to it very quickly. Tang San then gave Mayor Zhang the purple fruits to distribute to his teammates. 5 for Dubai, 4 for Guli, 1 for Wu Bingji, and 1 for Chengzi. He said that he would keep 2, and Mayor Zhang could take the last one. When he went to Carrie Academy to sweep, Sister Mei asked why he didn't come to work recently. Tang San apologized for making her wait, but Sister Mei rebuked, saying she was never waiting for him, then asked if Tang San was free that night and asked to go out with her. Tang San agreed immediately. Later in the evening, she came back dressed up for the night's tour, and Tang San was staring at her gorgeous look. When asked where Tang San was looking, Tang San said that her waist is too thin and she should eat more, which earned him a smack in the head. Tang San apologized and said he was wrong and hurriedly followed Sister Mei. The duo later went to a small restaurant where she asked about his bloodline and asked his cultivation base. Tang San said that he was at the peak of level 6 and had Windwolf blood. Xiao Wu asked how could a 6th-ranked peak kill an 8th-ranked giant scorpion and asked if he, by any chance, had other bloodlines. But Tang San asked how a person can have more than one bloodline. But she insisted and said that she would keep it a secret. and this matter was related to the future task that she would assign to him. But he didn't reveal it, but just said that his spiritual control was much better than others, as he turned the thick wind blade into a thin, needle-shaped, dense blade. Thus she wanted to test his spiritual strength, but was reflected by Tang San's spiritual strength, and almost fell. But Tang San caught her. She was surprised seeing that even her wasn't able to compare to Tang San's spiritual strength. Then Tang San asked what task she needed to assign to him. She said that she didn't have any task and just wanted to see his abilities. But Tang San insisted, saying he could do anything if given enough time. But she shook her head and said that he had very strong spiritual power. Thus he must work harder to be the future hope of the organization. She then warned Tang San not to go into the Carrie city for the next few days, since it would be dangerous in the city. When Tang San left, she was again surprised by her own behavior, as she didn't want to assign the task to Tang San since it was too risky. But Tang San also knew that she must have called him to assign a task, but after seeing his talent, she dropped the idea. But how could Tang San just back off like that? He would try to help her even in the dark, as there was nothing more important than helping her. Thus he changed his clothing into that of a Sura. He then followed her while staying out of her detection range. Even though Mei Gongzi was very strong, but in terms of spiritual perception, he was stronger and wouldn't be discovered by her. Feeling the space fluctuation in the air, Tang San trailed Mei Gongzi and went into the mansion of the noble Vajra bear. Tang San noticed that Xiao Wu had been lurking in the mansion for so long, and if it was to assassinate someone, then it was too reckless for her, as her identity would be revealed by her space powers for lingering about so long. Then he saw her take action as the bear was pierced with crossbows that Tang San gifted her. The arrows were filled with poison and space power, which immobilized the bear from head to toe, and as the finishing blow, she used her space tear technique to slash the neck of the bear. When the bear was dead, the surrounding guard noticed it immediately and began ringing the alarm throughout the mansion. She then got out of the mansion safely and was surprised by Tang San, who returned the arrows that she used to kill the bear and said that it wasn't a good idea to leave the arrows in the field, as they could be traced back to her. She then asked who he really was, but Tang San said that it didn't matter, and said that he was a human with the same goal as her. He also revealed her second bloodline, and said that it wouldn't be enough cover to hide the space power from the assassination attempt. As soon as he revealed it, she attacked Tang San as her greatest secret was exposed. But Tang San also revealed his Blue Emperor Vine bloodline, and said that he was just like her, but had more than just two bloodlines. He then told her to trust him since they had the same powers and goals, and said that he also attacked the bear, which made it easy for her to assassinate it. Thus she told him to take off the mask, but he said that he couldn't, but he would let her see his face someday, and added that if there was anyone in this world that didn't want to harm her, then that would be him. Before leaving, Tang San told her to stand at the door of the Carrie Academy with milk tea if she needed any help in the future. When the mayor asked why he left the academy every night, Tang San replied, saying he goes to the Carrie Academy as the spiritual key is dense there. Mayor asked how does he get in since there was an array, but Tang San said that he could crack the array and get in any time. Mayor Zhang was dumbfounded and said he was unsure of their relationship, as the student knew much more than the teacher. Tang San then asked Mayor to arrange the Fox Girls, as he would try to stimulate their bloodline by using the golden stump that they bought from the auction, and requested the mayor to find a place with a lot of life force in the Carrie mountain range and build a place hidden from the world for the Fox Girls. Mayor nodded and said he would notify him when the job was done, but asked if Tang San could make more of the crossbows, as it might help the academy if the academy faced any danger afterward. Tang San agreed and left. The next few days life returned to normal, and the mayor brought Tang San to the place he had prepared for the Fox Girls. There was a mountain with a waterfall, and behind the waterfall was a cave. After entering the cave, he saw the Fox Girls, and Mayor introduced Tang San as their new master. Tang San was surprised by being called master, but the mayor said that it was the best way to stabilize their loyalty. So Tang San also asked the Red Fox Girl's name, and found out that she was called Hong Yu, and the rest of them were named in numbers, from Red 2 to Red 18. Tang San nodded and said that if they listened to his orders, then they would be able to have a bright future and would escape the haze of slavery. Later they were brought outside, where Tang San asked the mayor to keep guard so he couldn't be disturbed when setting up the array. Tang San then took out the golden stump and began to draw the spell for the formation arrays that he studied in the Carey Academy treasure trove. After more than an hour of a complex drawing, the array shone with golden light. Next, he took out all the stumps and planted them at every major point of the array, which frantically let the array absorb the surrounding qi. Tan San then told the fox girls to meditate within the 3 meters of the spell formation from that day onwards, but warned them, saying they shouldn't even attempt to enter the formation, nor could they touch anything in the formation. When the mayor asked what the reason for the spell was, Tang San said it was to plant and revive the golden tree. He added that the monster race didn't understand its value, and the most useful ability of the golden wood was to gather life force, and coupled with the spirit gathering array, the absorption ability of life force could be accelerated even more. Mayor was shocked and asked if Tang San could sell the formation blueprint to the organization. Tang San nodded and said that he would teach Zhang the array later. Back in the academy, Wu Bingji said that his spiritual strength improved and was turning into liquid from a gaseous state thanks to the purple fruit that Tang San gave him. Wu Bing then whispered in Tang San's ear and asked if he had any more techniques to teach. Tang San then said that Wu Bing could try to learn more complex techniques, which would let him blast his ice in mid-flight. Wu Bingji was happy and learnt the technique attentively. After that, Tang San went to Dubai and checked on him about the effects of the 5 purple fruits. Dubai said that he just ate one of the 5 fruits, and if he ate another one, then he would be able to break through to the 5th rank. And Dubai's spiritual strength in the 4th level was comparable to the ordinary 7th-ranked monsters. Chunzi had also broken through to the 6th rank, and Guli's strength also improved, and he was close to breaking through to the 6th rank. 2 days later, Tang San came back to the Carey Mountain waterfall and gave Mayor Zhang the blueprint of the life force gathering array. Mayor Zhang, after seeing the blueprint, said that the organization would reward him greatly for this array. Tang San then said if he wanted to ask something, then it would be high-level heavenly foxblood for Dubai. Mayor said that it would be very difficult, but he would try his best. 2 weeks later, Xiao was finally holding a milk tea in front of the academy gates, meaning she needed help from Asura. Thus, Tang San disguised himself in Asura and told her to go to her little inn to talk. In the inn, she said that they were going to kill the leader of the Windwolf clan, and added that there is no god-level powerhouse in the clan and thus should be safer. She then said that the day after tomorrow is the annual sacrifice ceremony of the Windwolf clan. Thus, they need to act after the ceremony. Tang San was dumbfounded and called her stupid little girl. She was angry, but Tang San then said they could start by poisoning the food. But she said that poisoning wouldn't work against the powerful monsters. But Tang San said that he had a very potent poison in mind, so it shouldn't be a problem. Later, Mei Gongzi went to see her mother, Su Qin, and told her about what happened earlier with Asura. Su Qin asked if the mayor really trusted Tang San that deep. Mei Gongzi nodded. She then said that her cultivation had been stagnant recently, and the speed of improvement had slowed down. Su Qin replied that it was normal for it to slow down when one reached the 7th rank, as the higher one climbs, the harder it gets. She then asked Mei Gon if Wang Qin, the city lord, had come to her lately. Mei Gongzi nodded and said that Wang Qin seemed to be a bit nervous about her progress in cultivation after the auction. She then said from Wang Qing's behavior, it could be concluded that the city might face a huge crisis. She then told her mom that she would let her see Asura this time, and Su Qin could decide whether he could be trusted. After Tang San returned, he helped Miss Mu Yunyun to check the internal injuries in cultivation. Then he bought several medicinal herbs and went back to concoct some poison. 2 days later, Tang San told Xiao Wu to hide at the given location in the ancestral house and wait for his order. He told her to believe him once, hence Mi Gongzi agreed. When the sun started to set, the ritual began. Asura and Mei Gong knew that they wouldn't be able to stop the sacrifice. All they could do is to take revenge for those humans. Tang San went to the kitchen and was looking for an opportunity to mix the poison. Soon after, a wolf came and asked the chef to serve the wine and meat. After the sacrifice was over, the banquet began as they drank and talked politics, and was also talking about the leopard race, and was planning the next ambush method on the leopard clan. Soon after, the poison started to take effect, as everyone became dizzy and fell on the ground. Only one wolf was standing, as he was the only one who didn't drink. When it turned around, it saw Asura filled with bloodlust that seemed to have overshadowed the blood aura of the sacrifice itself, and then was beheaded. Xiao Wu then took action and quickly eliminated the Wolf King. They didn't put down the dead bodies of the humans from the altar, as it would reveal their identity as humans, which would later incur the wrath of the monster race on the humans. When Mei Gongzi got back, she asked her mother if she had found out anything about Tang San by tracking him. But she replied by saying she didn't want to get discovered, thus she stopped following. But when she went over, she felt the breath of the wolf ancestor that wanted to protect the Wolf King. Although it was not strong, it had divinity, but at that time, Asura also released divinity, and then the surrounding bloodlust from the wolf ancestor vanished. Mei Gongzi was surprised and asked if Asura was really a god-level powerhouse. Su Qin said that she wasn't sure, but it might be possible. Not to mention the level of divinity was quite a high level. She then informed Mei Gongzi that even the poison wasn't that simple, since it took effect after a certain period of time. Then Mei Gongzi said that she promised Asura that she would trust him if the Wolf King died thus. She couldn't go back on her words. And moreover, since Asura had the same goal as her, it was best for both of them. When Mayor Zhang heard about the incident, he reprimanded Tang San for revealing his abilities, since she might report him to the organization. But Tang San said that he trusted Mei Gongzi enough. The following week, Carey Academy maintained its usual calm, and everything was back on track. But Mayor suddenly called Tang San and said that Dubai was having a problem when breaking through to the 5th rank. Dubai's body was too weak to break through to the 5th rank. Thus his bloodline power was causing a riot in his body. Tang San then asked Siri if he felt that Dubai had 2 types of spiritual strength. Siri immediately understood, and Tang San told him to let the 2 types of spiritual strength fully fuse. After releasing the seal that held the 2 types of energy apart, they rushed toward each other and began fusing with each other. Tang San also used his own Heavenly Fox bloodline to give Dubai a boost in his luck, which helped Dubai to return back to a normal state. Tang San also cultivated beside Dubai, absorbing the Heavenly Fox energy released by Dubai. Siri and Mayor Zhang was relieved seeing that, and Siri asked Mayor Zhang if he noticed that ever since Tang San came to their academy, many things had happened. Mayor Zhang nodded and chatted along as the night passed gradually. 2 days later, Dubai was surrounded in an egg-like energy cocoon and soon broke out of it as he reached level 5. Tang San congratulated him. Dubai then jumped in joy and hugged Tang San. Then Mayor reprimanded Dubai for not informing them before breaking through and grounded him in his room. Tang San then told Dubai about the process of breaking through and said that his one-tailed fox became a 2-tailed fox, and in the future, every breakthrough to the next level might increase his tail by 1. Then Tang San told Dubai to try out his Heavenly Fox eyes. Dubai then activated his ability and looked at Tang San, who radiated a golden brilliance that blinded him almost. Tang San was surprised that Dubai again got blinded, for he didn't do anything. He then pondered and told Dubai that what he saw wasn't gold, but an indicator of people's luck. Dubai was even more shocked, for Tang San's luck was just too powerful. But seeing Tang San's luck, Dubai told him that Tang San was the closest person to him. But Tang San didn't buy his bullshit and told him to cultivate to recover his eyes. Later they tried and examined the 2 new abilities of Dubai. The first ability was wide-scale blessing of luck, and the other ability let Dubai see other people's luck. After confirming Dubai's ability, Tang San went back to the Carey Academy. And not long after, Mei Gongzi came and asked again for the reason of his absence. Tang San told her that he was taking care of his senior brother, who was in the middle of a breakthrough. She then said that from then on, Tang San had to ask for leave if he didn't want to come to work. Tang San nodded and was happy seeing how she worried about him. That night, both Cheng Zi and Gu Li broke through to the 6th rank, which may be attributed to Dubai's luck. Tang San was also planning to break through these days. The next month passed very peacefully, and when Tang San saw Xiao Wu, he threw a piece of paper to Xiao Wu. There, Xiao Wu was informed that Tang San wanted to see her in the same place as the previous time. When she arrived, Tang San told Xiao Wu that his bloodline was already at the peak of the 6th rank, but he still couldn't find the threshold to break through to the 7th rank. She replied by saying the 7th rank is a bottleneck faced by a majority of the cultivators, and added that the physical body plays an important role in advancing to the 7th rank. Thus, Tang San innocently asked if she could check out his body. Hence, she told him to sit. but he sat facing Mei Gongzi, which earned him a smack. Thus he turned around and faced the wall as Mei Gongzi began the checkup. Tang San then told her that he would start cultivating. Mei Gongzi noticed that the cultivation method Tang San was using was much more profound and complex, and when examined, she felt that her energy was being consumed in a much faster rate than usual. Thus she asked Tang San about the cultivation technique. Tang San said that it was in a book that he picked up when he was young. She then asked if his master Mayor Zhang knew about this. He nodded and said although he knew, he told him that only Tang San could use this cultivation method. Hence Mei Gongzi asked if Tang San could teach her the technique. Tang San agreed and taught her, but she was unable to use the technique and left in disappointment. Tang San didn't stand there either, and quickly left as absorbing Mei Gongzi's bloodline power completely saturated the energies in his body, so he needed to break through to the 7th rank to release those energies. Deep in the Kari Mountains, Tang San rushed in with Golden Peng's wings, then told the mayor to protect the fox girls. Tang San then sat there in a meditative pose as the surrounding world's essence was sucked in and merged with his body. Then the energy started to take shape into a solid form. Thus, the night passed in a blink. When the sun rose, he cultivated the purple demon eyes, which also caused a massive spiritual storm in the surrounding. Then his heavenly fox bloodline also improved. But his heavenly fox bloodline was not the same as Dubai and seemed more powerful. His energy core in the Dantian and the spiritual core in the Spirit Sea converted into a golden core and was even more solidified. Thus, his heavenly eye also evolved into the 5th rank and grew an extra tail. Not only that, but also his Golden Peng transformation and time ability also advanced to the 6th rank. Then, Tang San removed the Leopard Flash bloodline and was planning to replace it with the Peacock bloodline that he got from Mei Gongzi. Mayor Zhang was even more surprised seeing this. It was not just a peacock bloodline, but also with a golden crown, meaning the purity of the bloodline was very high. Such top bloodlines appear in a single human body at the same time, proving that the rise of mankind was no longer a fantasy. But at that time, the Heavenly Fox and the Peacock bloodline were facing each other, as both were the top of the class bloodlines and didn't like to share the host. But a golden silhouette appeared and calmed the two bloodlines, and as such, the two bloodlines no longer dared to confront each other. In his soul space, 2 major bloodlines orbited around that newly formed golden core, like planets orbiting the golden sun. Then, the blue vines came out of Tang San's body as they grabbed the golden branches planted in the array, and influenced by the golden wood, Tang San's blue emperor vine also broke through to the 7th level. But it wasn't finished yet, as Tang San turned into a heavenly fox, a time crocodile, then a golden-winged peng, a peacock, a wolf king, and also a tree species. And at long last, Tang San broke his meditation and told Mayor Zhang that this ability to change shape into monsters is called Monster God Avatar. And with this ability, he would be able to infiltrate into the monster race even more smoothly. Mayor Zhang said at this point, even if Tang San proclaimed himself as a girl, he would still believe it. The next day at the Kari Academy, Tang San saw Mei Gongzi again standing with milk tea. Thus he visited her again. The first thing Mei Gongzi asked Tang San was to remove his mask, which Tang San strongly denied and asked who she wanted to kill this time. She said that the king of the Flash Leopard. He asked if her goal was to breed hatred between the Leopard and the Wolf clan, and warned that the Leopard King must be alert, for the wolves might take revenge. He also added that the Leopard King might not be stronger than the Wolf King, but his escaping ability, when threatened, is stronger than the Wolf King. In reply, she said that her space ability restrained the leopard's speed-oriented ability. Tang San then said that to avoid being found out when using her space ability, she must kill all the survivors. She nodded and said that all the heads of monster races would be summoned at the City Lord's mansion, and the maximum number of attendants they could bring along was 8, and she wanted Tang San's help to lure away the attendants before she attacked the Leopard King. But Tang San said that it would be hard to lure away the gourds, it's better to kill them in one spot. Mei Gongzi asked if that was even possible. Tang San nodded and pulled out the map, and said that he would go to that place on the map to make some advanced preparation. After that, they separated. In the City Lord's mansion, the City Lord was sitting at the front of the long table as the heads of the other monster races sat beside him. The city lord received a letter from his ancestral court saying that the Ice Dragon King had brought the rainbow deer's blood essence to their city auction. But after the auction, the Ice Dragon King disappeared. The ancestral court ordered the city lord to investigate the matter with a deadline of a month, and now the time limit has expired, and there was still no clue. So the ancestral court sent an inspection team who would arrive soon. The Capricorn King asked who the leader of the investigation would be. The city lord replied that the leader was Jing Feng, who was hated by the Peacock clan. The Monster Kings then said that it was a big conspiracy by Jing Feng. After the meeting, the Leopard King asked the Bear King if the Peacock clan could stop this crisis. In reply, the Bear King said that it would be very hard since the difference in power between a Demon King and a Demon Emperor was very high. Leopard King then said that he was afraid that if the Peacock clan could stop this crisis, then their Leopard clan would be reprimanded by the Peacock clan for abandoning the city in time of crisis. Thus, the Leopard King rushed his carriage toward his family to liquefy their properties and escape the city. And just as he was thinking, he felt as though he was unable to move all of a sudden. Then he felt the power of space, and knew it must be the Peacock clan taking action. And when he broke free from the space restriction, he saw his guards being killed one by one. Then, the Leopard King saw the culprit riding 3 arrows, rushing towards him and penetrating him. But that was not enough to kill the leopard. So Tang San activated his purple demon eyes, and Mei Gongzi used her other ability to finish off the Leopard King. Then Tang San used his dragon capture technique to extract and capture the blood of the Leopard King in a jar. The duo then quietly left the battlefield. After traveling a bit, Tang San told Mei Gongzi to return and burn the clothes after showering. Just as he was about to leave, Mei Gongzi asked Tang San how he predicted the exact place the Leopard King would get out of the carriage, and also asked if he used the power of space to block the leopard in the end. But Tang San didn't reveal anything and just quietly left. Su Qin came out and said that it must be because Asura noticed her that he left in a hurry. She then said that she asked Mayor Zhang, who was also unsure about Asura's origin, but he said that he could be trusted. She then added that in the process of assassination, Asura used the power of both time and space, and probably even the luck power from the Heavenly Fox family. Back to Tang San, he was satisfied with his powers after leveling up to the 7th rank. Of course, having multiple powerful bloodlines helped him too. Shortly after, City Lord also heard the news of the Leopard King dying. Thus he rushed to the scene and silenced those that were blaming him without any proof. Then he examined the residual energies left in the air and said that there was the use of space attribute indeed. But there were also attributes of time, luck, and spirit. Thus in front of everyone, he took a blood oath and said that he didn't commit the murder, nor did he know who did it. Most of them believed him, as a blood oath is taken only when one is speaking the absolute truth. Then the Bear King asked, "Who is the culprit?" City Lord replied saying, "Which power in the city has people that can control luck, space, time, and spirit?" Everyone understood. A group with such unique abilities only belonged to the ancestral court. City Lord then asked everyone not to suspect their own citizens and defend their city against the outside force. Back in the Mei tea shop, a man came in and ordered milk tea. When Su Qin, Mei Gongzi's mother, asked how much, the man said that he would take all of it as long as it was made by her. After drinking a cup of milk tea, the man said that it was a bit less sweet than it used to be, and asked if it was because of the lack of him in her life that the sweetness was missing. Annoyed, she asked why he was there, but the man said that he was there just for her. Su Qin said that he was late since she was already taken. The man then said that he would take back everything that belonged to him, including her. But Su Qin rejected him, saying he only loved himself and nobody else. But he insisted, saying he was strong enough to protect her and nobody could stop him from taking her back. Su Qin then said, what if she didn't want to go back? He then asked if it was because Wang Qin was pressuring her, but she said nobody could force her, and added that she already forgot him when he left her in the first place. But he insisted that they could go back to their past relationship. Then Mei Gongzi came and called Su Qing. When he saw Mei Gongzi, he imagined that their daughter would also be this big if he hadn't left. He then said, although he regretted it, he would never give up. Su Qin then warned Mei Gongzi to go to the Carry Academy immediately, and to never go to the city without her permission. Mei Gongzi understood that there must be something going on between her mom and that man. But at that time, she saw Tang San waving at her. She then also told Tang San not to go to the city and asked about his cultivation. Tang San thanked her for the care and said that he was about to reach the 7th rank. She also said that the academy was recruiting vassals for actual combat recently, and if the vassals do well, then they could get out of the vassal status too. Tang San asked how he could join. She then said that he needed to participate in the assessment first, and after that, he needed to win more than 10 matches in a row against the academy students. And then, if any monster races were willing to accept him, then he could join them. Back in the City Lord's mansion, a bear-like monster informed the City Lord that the people from the ancestral court were approaching. Thus, City Lord prepared himself and went to welcome them. The City Lord then greeted the ancestral court envoys, and Lin Shimo also greeted the City Lord. The City Lord then asked if that white-haired guy was from the Heavenly Fox clan. Thus the guy introduced himself as Yu Yiran from the Heavenly Fox clan. Then the City Lord said that when he investigated the recent murders in the Carrie City, he found out that there was an existence of luck energy apart from space and time. But Yu Yiran denied, saying their Heavenly Fox clan didn't have any branch clan in the Carrie City. Then Lin Shimo brought out the main topic and said the ancestral court is deeply concerned about the disappearance of the blood essence of the Rainbow Deer Emperor, along with the missing Ice Dragon Emperor. He then showed a drop of blood essence from the Dragon Demon King, and said that this drop of blood could locate the other drop of blood essence with the help of his divine consciousness. The City Lord also chimed in, saying that the blood is too powerful and precious. As such, he would also accompany Lin Shimo in the investigation. Thus, the two left one after another. Then Yu Yiran, the Heavenly Fox guy, said that he had a decree from the ancestral court, following which everyone is not allowed to leave the palace. Then he ordered Qi Yu and Ding Hao, who were guest officials from the ancestral court, to gather all the direct 7th-ranked bloodline members of the Peacock clan in the hall, with the help of their subordinates. The people of the Peacock clan had no choice but to comply under the oppression of power. Then the white-haired guy asked the Peacock clan members if everyone above 7th rank came here. Then, Wang Yan told him that a woman of 7th rank didn't come here and was attending the Carrie Academy. Far away from the mansion, City Lord was facing Lord Shimo. Lord Shimo said that he had lost from the beginning when he left Su Qin to grab the opportunity to gain more power. He also said if he was given another chance, then he would still make the same choice, as the love between men and women is trivial in front of the survival of the race. Lin Shimo then became like a maniac as he said that his heart ached every day, thinking the woman he loved slept with another man. Back in the Carrie Academy, the men from the ancestral court broke into the barrier of the academy. Thus the director Li appeared and told them to stop. But Wang Yan appeared and said that the envoy from the ancestral court was investigating the whereabouts of the Ice Dragon King, and thus ordered to gather all the members of the Peacock clans, and they were looking for Mei Gongzi too. The envoy then introduced himself as Dai Yaning from the Dark Crow clan. But the director said that Mei Gongzi was a student of the academy and wasn't related to the incident at all, and asked him to leave. Just as they were about to fight, a sound transmission came and said that since the ancestral court ordered, it must be followed. Director accepted the order unwillingly and informed Mei Gongzi. But before they left, the voice warned them of the consequence if the student of the Carrie Academy was hurt. Tang San was witnessing all these from behind as he clenched the broom so hard that it broke. In the sky, Lin Shimo said that it wasn't all his fault. It was Su Qin's fault too, for not waiting for a few years. The two of them went to the forest to avoid the eyes of the people and prepared to fight. On the other hand, the envoy was taking Mei Gongzi to the city, but he was attacked by Asura. Then, when the envoy was distracted, Mei Gongzi disappeared along with the attacker. When escaping, Tang San told Mei Gongzi to stay close to him. Otherwise, she would be detected by the Dark Crow envoy's divine consciousness. When Tang San was escaping, he noticed the battle in the air as the Ice Phoenix Emperor and the Peacock King fought. Mayor Zhang was protecting the Redemption Academy students from the shockwave of the fights, and Tang San was using his space ability to shield himself from the vibration. In the air, the Peacock King was unable to defeat the Phoenix Emperor as he was just a monster king, whereas Lin Shimo was a monster emperor. Thus, as a last resort, Wang Qin used the array of the entire city behind him to temporarily boost his cultivation to the emperor level. When Tang San saw this, he was very frustrated and told Xiao Wu to run away with him if the city lord lost. Mei Gong agreed in dismay, as she said that their Peacock clan would meet its end if that happened. Even the plan of the redemption organization would be destroyed. But at that time, the Dark Crow guy found them. Under his aura, Mei Gongzi revealed her power, and also the golden crown, meaning she was the real heir of the Golden Peacock clan. But the Dark Crow guy was ecstatic, since if he could catch the heir, then he would surely be significantly rewarded by Lord Simo. Mei Gongzi launched the first strike but was suppressed by the envoy. And under pressure she revealed her other bloodline of White Tiger, which was another sovereign-level bloodline. But even a dual sovereign-level bloodline was not enough to get away. But at that moment, Tang San stepped in and caught her from falling. Then he used his divine consciousness that stretched beyond the clouds and beneath the deepest ground. The surrounding lands, and even the whole world, seemed to be enveloped by the divine consciousness, which scared the living shit out of the envoy. Tang San then touched the envoy on the forehead, which seemed to have swallowed him whole into the void of nothingness. Just a while before Tang San used his divine consciousness, in the sky, Lin Shimo told Wang Qin to give up, and in exchange, he would spare the people of the Peacock clan by exchanging his life. But the city lord didn't give up, and when he was about to drag Lin Simo with him to death, they saw the divine consciousness that towered above them. The divine consciousness said that it was the sea god and told everyone to leave its area. Thus they had no choice but to stop the fight. In the jungle, Mei Gongzi woke up and asked Tang San about what happened during her coma. Tang San said the battle was a draw and both sides suffered losses, and the envoy kept tracking them, but left when the fight stopped. She then thanked Tang Sang for always helping her, and asked how come he was always there when she needed him. Tang San smiled and said that she would know later. Then he brought Mei Gongzi to the academy and left. On the way back, Tan San was exhausted. His divine consciousness from his previous life was almost drained, and only a trace was left. Thus he went back hurriedly and used his mysterious heavenly skill to recover his spiritual strength. Though he lost a lot in this fight, he got the space bag of the Dark Envoy, which he would sort through later. In the morning, he practiced his purple demon eye with Dubai. After the breakfast, all students and the teachers of the Redemption Academy met, and the mayor declared that for the next 3 months, no students were allowed to enter the Carry City. After the meeting, Mayor called Tang San to his room and asked where he had been during the last night's battle. Tang San said that he was worried seeing Sister Mei taken away, and thus followed her, but was suppressed and couldn't move when the big fight started. Thus Mayor smacked Tang San, then asked about Mei Gongzi. Tang San said that she was rescued after someone sneak-attacked the envoy. Back in City Lord's mansion, Wang Qin was recovering from his injuries after the last night's fight, and after a while, he went to see Su Qin, his wife. Wang Qin asked Su Qin if Lin Shimo bothered her again. Su Qin didn't answer, and said that Wang Qin was the most stupid among all the monsters she had seen. He then said she was the one that forced him to cultivate after being beaten by Lin Simo back in the day. She said that she needed her husband to be stronger for the sake of humanity. He then stood up and touched her cheek and said she wanted to help the human race, and on the other hand, the person who she loved the most was the enemy of the human. She told him to stop talking. Then Wang Qin told her to let him speak, as that might be the last time he spoke again. She looked at him, shocked. Wang Qin explained that he had overused the golden crown and the ancestral luck when fighting and thus wouldn't be able to live for long. He then hugged her, saying he could at least die for her, but added that he wouldn't die until he helped her fulfill her dream. In the Redemption Academy, Tang San was inspecting the bloodline that he devoured from the envoy of Dark Raven clan. And due to devouring the whole being of the envoy with the power of his consciousness, he was able to get an intact 9th rank bloodline. Its innate ability was atomization and lifesteal. By devouring the blood of other creatures, it can enhance the host's own cultivation. Due to the darkness of the ability, Tang San was still unsure if he should fuse with it or not. Thus, he left it alone for now. 5 days later, Tang San was able to meet Mei Gongzi, but what she told him made him sad. She said that she was leaving the Carry Academy and going to a long seclusion cultivation session with her father. Before leaving, she told him to cultivate well during that time. After she left, Tang San quickly dressed up as a Sura and appeared in front of her again. Tang San asked if she could come out during the seclusion, but she denied. Tang San then told her to stand at the gate of the academy with a milk teacup when she got out of seclusion training. Before she left, Tang San asked to give him the milk teacup that she had just drunk from, but she said he couldn't take it since she already drank it. Tang San didn't say anything more and bade her goodbye. The next day, after cultivating the eye of the heavenly fox, Tang San returned to the Carey Academy. But the old man Mao gave him a milk cup, saying a little human girl asked him to give this milk cup to Tang San. Without understanding what the teacup meant, Tang San drank the milk gulping like a little kid. Mei Gongzi then saw her father in the hall of the palace and asked how long the seclusion training would last. He then replied, saying it depended on how long he lived. Wang Qin then said that he didn't tell his clansmen about this seclusion training, and from the moment she goes into seclusion, she would become the next Peacock King. Mei Gong was surprised and told him not to rush, but he said that desperate time calls for desperate action, and her talent was much better than him and would make the Peacock clan flourish. But he also warned, saying whatever she does for humanity should not harm the interest of the Peacock clan. He also revealed how he knew that she was also a blue-level redemption member, which surprised her. But he patted her head and again asked her to make an oath to obey what he said till the last moment of her life. Thus she vowed that if she inherited the throne of Peacock King, she would never do anything that would harm the clan. Then he teleported with her to the place of seclusion,